Okay, welcome to Tuesday, November 14th. Sorry, we were a few seconds late. We were talking about monetizing the show and why we don't do a better job of monetizing this shit show. And the reality is that yes, whilst I am completely appreciative for any donations that you guys give, I just can't in my heart of hearts beg for money, ask for money, want money, need money. And the only reason that I would say to contribute to the show is so that I can buy the guys new Shure microphones or do something to enhance Dennis's ability to make his show better or to make John's show better or to make, I don't know what.
Beer. Listen.
Oh, he's turned it. It's what's the name from the Warriors?
I have beer also.
Oh, cheers, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey,
cheers.
Anybody want to know what I'm drinking? I want to know.
What are we drinking?
You're drinking some cheap rosé wine.
Oh, fuck off. So my second drink of the night.
Hey, Dennis, what are you drinking?
Oh, wait, we're going to do it.
Let's know, Monique. What are you drinking, Monique?
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. So what Monique is drinking tonight is Ghost tequila, which is made with ghost peppers.
Why not Cabo Wabo?
No, because ghost tequila is very, very spicy. It's so hot.
It's spicy.
With a little bit, a splash of cranberry and a splash of triple sec. That's what's in.
Wow, a little orange, a little cranberry.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers
to anybody drinking in the audience.
My Menambrea, Blunda.
Well, it's like substituting cranberry for the that goes into a margarita. It's a cranberita.
No, you know what it is? The ghost pepper is so spicy, and I had a drink of this at an amazing hamburger restaurant called Three Jack up in Pennsylvania, and I was like, "Oh my god, I need to have this." So I bought the ghost tequila, almost the first thing I did when I got down here, and it's so hot. I love spicy. Like you can't give me a food that's spicy enough. Honestly,
really?
No. I can eat the spiciest shit. I
would
would
see that hot wing show with that dude who has that popular YouTube. You'd be able to last on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know what my tolerance is for it, but it's not as good as a half guinea should have. I sweat too much.
Exactly. As a half guinea, and Dennis too, you guys, and the Mexican, you guys.
Hey, ¿qué onda?
Spice friendly, like I
do. I actually when I make gravy, I put pepperoncini at the
gravy. It doesn't matter. You know, it was so funny. I was talking.
I put it on the pizza. I like it. I like the spice.
The other day,
spice, calabrese.
I have to say this. So Casey and I were talking the other day, and he was telling me about the only canned sauce that he will ever make something with, and it was a sauce called. Hold on a second. It was a sauce called like Utica. Hold on,
Utica.
The Utica thing, Utica. So Utica, New York, obviously, and it's Utica marinara sauce, right?
Wow,
so as I was looking at that, I noticed
Arabrato, the spicy one.
Something called a Utica chicken Ridgie. Okay, so I had to look up the recipe for Utica chicken Ridgie, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" So, and Casey and I are talking back and forth about this. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm starving for this. I need to make this," and it's made with like chicken breast, baby bella mushrooms, green pepper, a whole jar of hot peppers, onions, tomato sauce, heavy cream, paprika, parsley, pepper flakes, blah, blah, blah. It was so goddamn spicy. My nose was running. And the funny thing about it is I decided I needed to make this when I was starving. And I also had COVID and I couldn't taste anything. And so I made this gigantic portion of chicken Ridgie and I couldn't eat it because I couldn't taste it. So I put it in a big container, and then I was starving a couple of days later. I was like, let me eat my chicken Ridgie. It was so goddamn hot, but good heat, like that good, delicious. And sometimes I'll throw in like some cayenne peppers. Dennis, Calabrian peppers are like the best.
Oh,
thing.
Calabrian peppers are phenomenal. I love Calabrian
I
peppers.
will bring that into any food source that you can possibly give me.
That's a good thing. So,
Yeah.
show question while we're discussing food. What do I have a show about? It's about cars, mainly classic, but I throw spicy stuff in there also. And just basically maintaining, keeping, using, fixing, sourcing, all sorts of things about cars.
Yes.
Because I like cars.
So Dennis and John and I, after we got off the show last night, had probably about a half hour, 40-minute discussion about electric cars versus gas cars. And we were kind of like on opposite sides of it, because I was like, yeah, I would be all about the electric car. And he's like, the power grid.
Dennis has stock in Halliburton.
I was putting facts into things. Pardon me for putting facts. And actually, quite frankly, I'm trying to listen to the Stern Show a little too much. Quite frankly, actually, the video I'm dropping is on an article that I found that doesn't make any sense to me. It's on a EV owner who tried to drive across the United States, and I'm intellectually curious because I'm so puzzled over this, and that's my entire thing. I'm just puzzled.
Like puzzle, you are puzzled.
I'm completely puzzled.
Yeah.
Everything's puzzled.
I feel like it's the wave of the future. I think that they'll
eventually, I guess,
figuring out how
just like flying cars are.
Remember, Monique, when in line with my biggest fear is the nude dude throwdown in the house at a home invasion. Remember when I was talking to you on the phone and you go, why do you only put $10 in your tank? Do you remember my answer to you was?
Oh, Xavier too. You're both like insane.
I don't know if Xavier does what I do. My ration. Do you remember my rationale was?
No, what?
If you get into a huge accident and you lose your car, I don't want to know that I just put $50 in and I lost $50. Anything can happen to you on the road. And it's not my fault. I'm a great driver. I haven't been in an accident, so I was 20 and it was the other person's fault.
Yeah, I'm a psycho. If my gas is less than a quarter tank, I must fill it up. Must.
And if you got into an accident, just know you threw $75 into your tank.
I don't even give a shit.
And you wouldn't get the car back.
All I care about is that I have clean underwear on and that I go to the hospital and I look okay. Seriously. I don't care about the gas. I just need to fill my tank. And it's an OCD thing for sure. But if I go less than a quarter tank, I need to fill it up. That's it. I don't know.
I know. I just finished a Modelo and we haven't even started the show yet.
Did you really?
Dennis I'm pacing myself. I really am.
Dennis, you told us yesterday off the air, it sounds like douchey saying that you consider hosing down your driveway cardio.
Absolutely.
You're talking about bowling.
It's a bitch to drag that hose out there, and it's hot. I mean, up in Florida, it's hot, man. And I had my water pump went bad on my truck. So it's getting fixed because it's a new truck and it's under warranty. So I'm not doing that, thank God. But it dripped into my driveway. So now I got to hose all that coolant off my driveway. So I got to do that tomorrow.
I think you spill shit on your driveway deliberately just so you can hose it down again. I really do.
There's a certain
peace,
just
serenity.
Good feeling of power washing. Like there's there's a word I'm looking for. Like the
cathartic. It's cathartic.
Oh, it's so
meditative, cathartic, like cutting grass.
It's delicious.
Cutting grass sucks. But
hosing good power washer. Like I need a good stain and I need to fucking power wash it. Like I need to just get in there.
I could just do a hose. Hard. I could just hose the dirt off, a little brushing. It's nice.
Thank you, Cindy. I see. What'd you spend on the tank, Cindy? That's I bet you lost $40 doing that.
And let me tell you, the last time I filled my tank, it cost me about $100 to fill the tank.
That's crazy.
Which is insane because I have to use that upper level of gas. I can't use the shitty gas. And so it's very, very expensive to fill the cars. And so you just fill it up and like, well, fuck it. This will last me.
This chick puts super unleaded in a rent-a-car, for Christ's sake. Huh?
Well, as we were discussing the other day in Pennsylvania, they actually do the non-ethanol gas, which I love. So anytime I'm in PA and I go to, it's just the Exxon station, and it's right across the demarcation of the county. It has ethanol gas. I will always fill up with ethanol because who cares?
Yep.
I don't know. I
told them it's good for my car, so that's what I need to do.
My brother-in-law Gerard, he's all Irish, and he likes to take shots at the Guineas on Long Island. Great guy. He's like a left-wing Adam Carolla.
Great guy. Take shots at
Great guy.
Guineas.
He says the lines that when you cut the grass, he calls them guinea lines after you're done. Because Italians love to cut the grass. Too much.
I'm a guinea that does not like to cut grass.
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
$15 to fully charge my electric car yesterday. See, that's the key.
Yeah. Sure.
I was telling Dennis that a friend of mine has a Plaid Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
And that car went from 0 to like 90 in less than like 5 seconds. Like I felt like I was on the fastest roller coaster in the world. And I found that fantastical. Like I love that
feeling, that jet fighter feeling.
Yes. If I could drive on like a course where I could go like over 150, 200, I would absolutely do that. Absolutely.
That's
Dennis,
called
Sebring. Dennis, do you feel that even though we all have the same rules of the road we have to follow, because you have more of you're a gearhead and you have such a passion for cars, that you deserve a higher speed limit than say I do?
Well, I honestly think that it should have actually a long time ago. I thought about that. It should have actually been that way with skill level.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that really shouldn't be going fast, and they're not very.
You deserve less rules of the road than you deserve. Yeah. See, I deserve a heavyweight sticker on for drunk driving. Like I deserve a higher alcohol percentage.
See, I do not. I try really hard not to drunk drive. I don't like to drunk drive, and I feel really bad when I have drank a little bit and am driving. So I cannot.
So we don't condone getting hammered and driving on Radio Gunk.
But yes, I would love to. At this point in time, like we were talking about last night, at this point in time, we should have cars that are driven by water. Like we should have cars that are driven by, corn oil leftovers, a fat leftover.
Those are called diesels.
Soon?
What?
Can we start talking about petcocks while we're at it?
Petcock.
No, nobody wants to talk about pet.
To quote Chris Rock, Monique, we're not the Jetsons. We're not even the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
At this point.
Exactly.
Are we going to talk about the show today?
Wow.
I think we should.
That's really
no. Just saying. I mean, you don't have to.
I think we should finally get into this so I can go to bed tonight.
Can I ask you guys a question about yesterday? Do you think I was thinking about Pat Menachie all night, and I often do.
Me too.
I know you are. No, I love that you're obsessed with him.
Me too. I was so obsessed with him last night.
Something's fishy about this. It can't be a coincidence that gym he opens is on the same street as Howard's house.
Hold on, my blowfish from last year that I stole from the beach fell on the floor. Hang on.
He doesn't know who is there a chance that Howard owns that gym and he's a silent partner in the gym? How could it be on the same gym? Do you know how small that block is, West 67th? How could he just so happen to open a gym on the very street Howard lives on?
No, what you're saying wrong is the fact that he opened a gym on the block where Howard lives, and Howard found him. It's completely different. It's completely different.
It wasn't open until he knew. He had known him for years, and then he opened it.
This guy was besties with JFK Jr.
Okay. You looked up his okay. Was he his trainer?
Obviously,
he was his pilot
coach.
No, Monique, that makes total sense. That New England frat boy.
Yes, all of that.
Come
on.
Deep dive. We're gonna get into it later.
Everybody talk about my good joke,
and then we'll come back to
Go ahead, Dennis. Repeat the joke.
At least, I guess Menachie wasn't his flight coach. So
no.
You're correct, sir.
I think Dan
F Howard. I'm just gonna start drinking more.
I will tell you something interesting. Fun fact.
Muzzle.
Last day of JFK Jr.'s life. Yeah. He had just come off of having like a a torn Achilles tendon or something like that, and he was on crutches, and he had just gotten off his crutches and gone to a cane, and he had gone to La Palestra that day, the day he died.
Oh my God.
And he gave his keys to his apartment to Pat Menachia because he was going to, Pat was going to stay at his apartment for the weekend because John was going to be gone for the weekend with Carolyn.
Do you think that's how he booked JFK Jr. on the show? That one time he was on?
Well, wasn't he on the cover of Washington? Remember, like the whole.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, George Magazine.
That was that connection.
Yeah.
Sure.
Apparently,
George, thank you.
no, but apparently, JFK Jr. actually listened to the show,
I
and
believe that.
so I would see that
he got out when it was still good.
But yeah, he threw him. He threw him
to
the apartment and said, "Yeah, you could totally stay there this weekend. We'll be out for like the next 3-4 days," and then he died. So,
Well,
and I will say,
you know why he died?
Yeah,
My friend's grandfather was a flight instructor for American Airlines for like 20 years. The day he died, he said 100% he wasn't instrument trained, and he got this spatial disorientation, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yes.
And he went in when it was like foggy. So what happens is when you're in those airplanes and you don't know how to read those instruments, you don't know if you're going up or down. And he probably didn't realize he was going straight down until it was too late.
he was only 10 minutes away from landing, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the problem. When you're up in the air, you're fine. It's when you have to come in and you have
the landing
all that fog
always sucks.
disorientating you.
Well, but the guy asked him, the guy at the airport asked him, "Do you need to have me with you for this flight?" And he's like, "No, I got it. It's okay."
See, that's arrogance. Arrogance got him killed.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay, let's move on.
No, that's exactly what happened. Look, I wish the guy would be alive today, but that's what happened.
We will come back to that later on.
You remember the rollerblade races that JFK and Grillo used to have from Hunter College to Central Park South?
I'm not even joking.
And then there was sword fight.
The one and only time I saw JFK Jr., I was walking down Fifth Avenue. I was on my way to a store or something like that. And he was just coming back from Central Park, and he was walking his bicycle. He had no shirt on and just a pair of shorts. And yes, exactly, Xavier. Exactly. Me and every other woman on the street, every single woman was like,
and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he knows exactly what he knows exactly.
Is it like you guys were walking and it's like
every one of us stopped and stared and looked behind us, and this chick looks at me and says, "Is that JFK Jr.?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And he had this almost like a magical bubble around him. Like he was just this
Green Lantern bubble
presence. And I had seen, and I've told you guys this story many, many times, but I had seen Carolyn Bessette many, many times. She worked for Klein right around the corner from me. And she was a tall, beautiful, unlike Beth, tall, beautiful, stunning, very waspy-esque blonde woman. Just gorgeous. She was a gorgeous girl. And they deserved to be with each other. I know they were having problems before they went on that final fatal flight, but she was a beautiful girl and he was a stunning, stunning human being. Yes.
Yeah, being on Long Island, it was always pictures of him in John Stockton shorts and no shirt on, playing some fucking homoerotic touch football game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Or riding his bicycle.
Yes.
It's so funny. I saw Leonardo DiCaprio one time riding his bicycle with just a pair of shorts on with no shirt on, and he was just a fleshy.
He's skinny fat. Yes, he's got a hideous physique. Yep.
And nothing.
Well, does the fact that Madonna bragged about licking peanut butter off his body, does that ruin it for you?
No, it makes me jealous.
I don't remember that.
It just makes me jealous. That's all. It makes me jealous. That's all.
No. Famously, Madonna was getting it on with him. It got out that she would put peanut butter on him and do things. Google it.
Oh, McKine, he's perfect for boys in the
Feel free to Google it. Madonna, JFK Jr. peanut butter. I'm sure some pictures come up.
That is absolutely delicious, and I don't blame anybody for doing that.
To me, that would be...
Have barbecues. I want to see my friends, the old and new. We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and we'll play
this and that.
I I think we can easily incorporate JFK
to me,
Jr. in that.
To me, that should ruin it for it. That is like Lemmy dragging his ball sack on El McPherson.
I'm so glad we can't hear you because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ballsack and Elle McPherson.
We are 20 minutes into the show, and we are going to start it now.
And Lemmy.
And Lemmy.
Why now? I'm a little
done. Okay, so we're going to start the show with, I don't even know what I have here. Eddie Van Halen, drunk dialing. Okay, so yeah, so Howard loves to bring up the fact that when Eddie was in his last years, he would call Howard, I guess, every once in a while in a drunken.
That's what Howard says.
Which, as you know, is not as easy as you think it is. It is
there's no proof.
Get smart wall of right. You
can't just call his phone number. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So he just likes to double down on this story. So that's one of the first things I started with for tonight.
So back in the 90s, I was I was a rock god myself. I was on the number one rock station, rock stations. Well, anyway, I started to get phone calls. I don't even know how he got my number from Eddie Van Halen. In the middle of like at night, these rock guys, they're all up at night.
So cute. Night to him is like 7:30.
Yeah,
exactly.
What a workaholic.
Now I was so fuck my head. Yeah, exactly. Now when I say he'd call me at home, the first time he goes, it's Eddie Van Halen, and I didn't believe him, and then I checked it out. Like I had to call some other people because I didn't want to get I didn't want to be a victim of like a phony phone call and.
Yeah, because who would have your number? How would you be a victim?
Yes, this is impossible.
Of a phony phone call from Eddie Van Halen.
This is why the story is false.
He doesn't even have a number. I think he has a number of a number of a number of a number before you can even get to whatever that is. According to anyone who knows him.
I doubt anybody has Howard's actual number. You know, that one that's wired to the wall.
Yeah.
Right. At the house, right.
A pink princess phone. But the thing is that this is a fake story, and it's 100% fake because Eddie Van Halen can't contradict the story at all now because he's dead. It only came out after he died, not before. Utter fake story, as typical Howard does. He always makes something up after someone dies.
Eddie was a famous introvert. He only called people for business, like the whole Michael Jackson thing with whatever that song was, Beat It. I mean, he would call Patti Smythe if he wanted to be on the band. That's the only time. But other than that, he was famously introverted, and I doubt he would ever call Howard for anything related to anything.
I would truly believe that it happened one time. Like I would believe that he drunk dialed one time. And Howard did not pick up. Shame on Howard. Shame on Howard. Howard has so many regrets in his life. I was driving the car today, and on my YouTube radio, as opposed to Sirius bullshit satellite radio, came on Under Pressure with David Bowie and Queen. And I'm like, wow, what a fantastic combination. I'm so glad that David Bowie got to sing with Queen, with Freddie Mercury. Like, I'm so happy that for them. And then I started thinking how happy I was that Howard never got the opportunity to interview either David Bowie or Freddie Mercury. For his, because he basically shunned David Bowie. He thought of him as like, somebody that he would, talk to for a couple of minutes, have a couple of callers call in and say stupid douchebaggery things to him. Like he had no idea the platform that he had at the time.
Music streamer full shit.
To talk to
Jack.
What?
No, just music streamers.
They're having an argument over music.
No,
Adam Dervitz in an interview.
Wrong. There's nothing to argue.
Bernal Auto Style. Welcome, sir. Or I did not seeing you in the chat. Welcome to the Radio Gunk family.
Muzzle.
Adam Dervitz said in an interview he was in a workout group with Howard and Pat. Everything is so homoerotic. I would love to know more about that. I'm going
Adam
to hunt
Dervitz?
down Adam Dervitz from the Counting Crows. Yeah, he's in that. Yeah.
Yes, he is part of that crew.
Howard's Gym. I remember that.
Yes. And again, we are going to come back to Pat Menachia at the end of the show so that we can do.
All right. So Linda Ayers brings up the David Bowie on the birthday show. David Bowie was contractually contractually obligated to do that for K-Rock because he had an album coming out and he wanted to play the album when he was in New York for his I
I'm
believe
afraid of
tour.
Americans.
Oh, I got another
And-
David Bowie thing with Howard. I just looked up, Dennis. I just saw this the other
Yeah.
day. I didn't realize
Yeah.
this. David Bowie
Yeah.
wanted to do the show, and Howard's such a basic bitch.
Yes.
David Bowie wanted to come in and do new music, and all Howard wanted to hear was "Let's dance, turn on your red shoes and dance."
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
he would play nothing but his, very,
Yeah.
very, very mainstream hits. And David
Right.
Bowie was like, "No, I don't want to do that. I want to show my new
Oh,
shit,"
such
and
a
he wouldn't have
basic
him on.
bitch.
That's Howard's
Wasn't
fault.
that the time when David Bowie was actually trying to go onto the stock market and be a
Oh yeah, he sell some of his catalog before he died or
he
something.
did. He went onto the market and sold his stock. He sold stock in David Bowie.
And David Bowie.
And it's such a shame for us too. Shame on us as well because
Shame.
you look
Shame.
at Bowie and it's like, oh,
Shame.
he's an older kind of rock star dude that is not really doing a lot of stuff anymore. And and Yoda Quivers Stern, who is a acolyte of David Bowie on
Oh, I
our
thought you were going to say Brent Hatley.
Wow.
he's
Caitlin.
the one who turned me on to absolutely going to see the David Bowie museum exhibit and stuff like that. And I was like, God, I can't believe I suck so hard that I didn't go see like his Broadway show or him live or anything like that. And it's really a shame to miss out on superstars that are no longer with us. All right,
Yeah,
so
who would have thought, man?
I'm sorry, Monique. Jeremy, you're so right. That song, "I'm Afraid of Americans," there would be nothing cringier than Howard having David Bowie or Trent Reznor on and him trying to profess how he relates to that song and how everybody's been
afraid
using
of
him. and
Americans
he
as
hates you.
an Englander? Were you afraid of the
There's
Americans? Is that what
nothing
you're
worse
saying?
than that.
In other words, were you afraid?
In other words, yes.
In other
You were
words,
afraid of
afraid-
Americans.
We got it. We're all beneath you.
He
David.
actually
We got
did
it.
it. We probably have the clip of him using "in other words" twice in one sentence.
I saw that. I think it was Sternwig that pointed that out.
Oh,
on that.
let's talk about Stella. Hang on here.
But I don't know exactly. And also the dog, that the Sirius dog logo, they gave a name to, and now her name is Stella. The dog, I didn't even know it was
They
a
don't
girl
get it.
dog.
Why, Stella?
Why Stella?
Because you're an
I think
idiot.
It's a Sirius Star, Stellar, Stellar, but a play on that. I don't know. Again, I walked out knowing less than when I walked in.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus.
So yeah.
This embarrassing, like he's trying to do like dinosaur rock bucket list cliff notes in the
Yes.
last 2 years. He's trying to like overcompensate for some bullshit. You heard what Jackie said about him. He's not a music fan. This is all fake. Stop
Yes.
listening. Stop buying into any of this horse shit.
Yeah, that's why he has his group of 70 make notes on every single
Right.
song that comes in from the commercials
Right.
so that he has some sort of knowledge about it, including the lyrics to it, because he knows the lyrics for no songs. He knows nothing about any music that comes on.
What's so funny is that he played the tapes when he was a kid, and he was obviously he was a moron when he was a kid because he didn't know the words to Frere Jacques when he was like 9 years old, and every mother sang that to their, especially back then, and he didn't know like literally the same as he does now with music. He has no retention at all in that little
No
pea brain of
passion,
his.
Dennis. You have to have passion to have retention.
Well, you also have to have an IQ above room
Yeah, he's a
temperature,
goldfish,
which
man.
he doesn't have either.
So what is it that they don't realize about what Stella is supposed to mean? Like, and what is it that they don't realize about what Sirius is? Like, do they not know anything about astronomy and the stars?
Oh, come on.
No.
You really expect them to know anything about fucking outer space?
You know what? I wrote it in the thread
Counting
though.
stars.
The reason he doesn't know is because it doesn't make him any more money. That's why he doesn't know.
This is true.
And as we all know, he loves not knowing.
Yep, but
I
because
bet
it
he
makes
doesn't
him
even know
no
who
money,
Post
he
Malone
doesn't
is right
care.
now. He had him
Yeah.
on like last week. I bet he has no idea who Post Malone is. If you would ask him right now.
Oh, if you ask him one song by Post Malone, he would
Oh,
not know.
100%.
Oh, no.
That's 100%.
Right?
He doesn't know.
This is
No,
Steve
absolutely.
Nowicki and Brandano giving him these suggestions to try to stay hip, and he doesn't know what to do. It's Dinosaur Rock or Post Malone. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what his audience is and who
But
is this
here's the
for.
thing: if he is everything he professes to be, why does he have to know the new stuff? If you're a legend, you don't go down. You don't like go slumming. You know, you're supposed to be
Exactly.
like stuff comes to
Because
you.
he's obsessed with trying to keep
But
himself
he's
young.
not. It just proves that he's so thirsty to stay relevant. If he's so good at what he does and what he said, he wouldn't have to sweat it. He would just be him.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen. So they went on for about 35, 40 minutes
Oh,
about
I love you. I love you,
nothing.
Kal-El.
I have nothing included in my clips about this, but they went on and on about high pitch Eric getting a blowjob from the chick who.
I
Can we
went
go back
and
to
I
post Mayday Malone?
Yeah.
No, during that I went and I changed the belts on my truck, and then I came back in because I was just I was like, yeah, I'm
there
not
was a
listening.
long time of nothing, and it meant nothing. So they're so exhausted from such a morning that he's like, "Wow, I can't believe it.
Stephen A. Wow. Wow.
Wow,
Wow,
Wow. What
wow."
a move, huh?
wow,
Amazing.
Crazy. Amazing. Amazing.
wow.
You know, the only thing better than a good blowjob is hiring the right candidate. And I'm talking about
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Such a segue. Such a segue.
I mean, the dead read. Just
Oh,
such a
I have a
dead
better.
read.
I have a better dead read. I have a better dead read. So then they go into a read for Total Wine, and it was just.
Oh.
It was so douche. It was so douche chilly. And we're going to come back to Gary later on in the show because something that was mentioned on RadioGunk.com about Gary in the wrap-up show, which I can't play for you. But let's
Forget
listen
about
to
it.
this.
Right, Robin?
It's time for my Thanksgiving trip
Oh,
so that I
yes.
can go there and pick out some great wines for our dinner.
And now, Robin, Fa-Fa-Fo-Hi for Total Wine and More. Go ahead.
Well, I love that Robin goes there and uses them to tell her what she needs, but I don't have time to go there. So I just go online and order. No, I just go online and order, and I literally, Howard, it's insane. I
just
say
go online.
I
I
want
have
it to
no
come
time.
at Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and then it just shows up because, like, I'm ordering for next week's Thanksgiving. We have a full house, so I need wines and beer and liquors.
Who's coming for Thanksgiving to your house?
You know, family.
What family? Who do you have?
I got a son. I got in-laws. I got
didn't know you
A
had
son that
Oh, I
would
didn't-
die?
you. Okay.
A son.
I have a son.
Who's
Well,
more
Hot
pathetic
House.
in that exchange, Gary or
Something
Hot
Howard?
House.
happened.
He's
Uh-oh.
just so Hot House.
Yeah, is Hot House
What happened to
just
Lucas,
in
boss?
Germany? Well, like, what's going on? Who's going home for Thanksgiving this year? Which one? Which one?
I don't know.
It's gonna be
Something happened to
Lucas.
Lucas.
It's gonna be Lucas, not Hot House.
Exactly.
Gary, how about a follow-up question? What's Howard doing for Thanksgiving? Who's he having over? What's his
No,
family
Never
doing?
he's had
Let's have a follow-up
last
question, Gary.
15 years.
Who's more pathetic in that exchange, Howard or Gary? Howard for pretending he doesn't know Gary has two kids, or Gary for going along?
No,
Gary
what's Gary
did not
not knowing he has two kids?
time to go to the liquor store to order some stuff.
I'm going to get some
Robin
monkey
had-
beer.
Robin had the time. Gary does not.
Gary doesn't have the
Wait
time.
until you
There is time.
Wait
He's busy.
until wait until you hear later on why, in fact, Gary has no time. I cannot wait to play this clip for you. I'm so glad I was alerted to it.
You're
Here's
welcome.
talking about exercise and
And now that I got the seat back, I haven't been on it once.
Peloton seat.
I got to get back into yeah.
Peloton.
Shame. I broke the habit, so I got to
Well,
get back on it.
there's a certain momentum that goes
Yeah.
goes with a routine of
Right,
exercise.
right, Robin.
Once you haven't done it in a long time.
I just do my walk now every day.
Do my walk.
Yeah, he does nothing. He does nothing.
Can we stop for a
Thank you,
second?
Robin.
Blobbin talking about the routine of exercise.
Yes.
I didn't know eating friendly half gallons was a routine of exercise.
Exactly. Hey, listen, anybody who's like talking about like me clearing my throat or coughing or anything, it's very, very hard for me to mute myself and play a clip at the same time because if I mute myself, then the clip gets muted.
Yep.
So you're just gonna have to deal with me until I am done with this,
Peloton.
COVID flu disease that I have right now. So sorry.
And he's an electric car owner, Model 3.
Who is?
The guy's complaining, Model 3 dude.
Oh, mod free.
Oh,
It's mod free to you. Okay.
The show is an exercise in
Wow,
stupidity,
sucker.
Pellel. So true. Has anyone made fitness or cardio look worse than Howard does? Does anybody make he
No.
couldn't look worse? It couldn't sound worse. It doesn't. Psychiatry and fitness. Has anyone made those two things look completely null and void? You couldn't. He's not any better for either one of them.
No.
So I'm just trying to think, what type of stuffing do you make for almonds that he's gonna have on Thanksgiving?
Oh, Tamara.
He's not making anything. Okay.
I know he isn't.
No way he's not catering. There's nothing being made.
0.0 chance.
Pretty sure that he's going to spend it with Ashley and her husband, and maybe his parents will come over. And
parents.
I think
Who's
do
parents?
the Ostrowskis, do they is the
Ostrowskis
parole
are
over? Can he actually make the trip?
Ostrowskis have moved to Florida, no?
Yeah, they're in Florida now.
Yeah, but there's a chance. Well, no, you're right. No.
Howard's gonna
He's
have
not on house
last year
arrest
they went
anymore.
to Florida during the January thingy.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when they do the mass migration down to Florida, so that she can start rescuing one-eyed cats down there and lizards and pelicans and stupid shit that she thinks needs saving.
And iguanas.
So then Sammy Hagar comes in. So now Sammy Hagar is 76 years old, and he's announcing a tour that's starting next year. And he has with him in studio in LA, Joe Satriani, who Howard 1000% has no idea who he is.
No clue. No clue who he is.
Surfing with the Aliens.
Bonham Jr.
Jason Bonham.
Jason Bonham. So, from
and then somebody else. I forgot who the other person was. The bassist. Oh, right. Michael Anthony. And Michael Anthony. The bassist.
Michael Anthony. Not Alex.
They got fired by Wolfie.
Yeah. Well,
the entirety of the conversation was about Van Halen. Like, there was nothing that Howard cared about that had anything to do with Sammy's group or the team that he's with. Of course, Bonham needs to play something from Zeppelin. Satriani needs to play his version of something from Van Halen. And what I realized about the music, and this is just me, so don't kill me, but that music to me is akin to like salsa music. Like, it all sounds the same. It's all that same riff. It's all.
I remember the last year I played football. They started to call Van Halen jock rock, and I thought, wow, when did that happen? And it started to become very average, and it was like for people who don't like music.
It's when it became Van Hagar, and after 1984, and it's garbage. I told the story last night. Did I about going and seeing them?
Who?
Not
all right. So
I think we were off air at that point.
Okay, 1992. I went over to in St. Pete to the Fruit Dome over there. Alice in Chains was opening for Van Halen,
Chelsea.
And I'm like, okay, great. So went over and saw. I got my scalp tickets. Alice in Chains about to go on. They get on stage. They play one song. There's so many teeny bopper girls in the audience. They literally go F you, throw the microphone down, walks off stage. The band walks off stage.
Why did they say F you? Like, what was the reasoning?
Because there was a bunch of teenage girls in the audience that were literally not into grunge music. They were there.
How did they book him, Dennis, with Alice in Chains? Like, whose idea was that? Who did that? Ross Apin?
It had to be, because
they don't go together.
Didn't realize that Van Halen was no longer a rock band. They were basically a high school girl band at that point, by the early 90s, because When It's Love and Pound Cake and all those other songs that no one likes.
They all sound the same, you guys.
When it's love.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate them.
All the same song.
Although you know what? Listen, that sounds like a total mismatch. I mean, of genres. Are you sure it wasn't because they ran out of heroin and they had
No, they had plenty at that point.
I love Alice in Chains. Absolutely love them, but they kind of like the
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but the problem is though, I got to see Sammy Hagar in his heyday of trying too
Welcome to the
hard. He
Three
was
Locks
walking
box.
on the scaffolding,
Yes.
scaffold, whatever that stuff up above. I can't say the damn word right now.
Scaffolding?
And he was
Scaffolding.
like
Scaffolding.
a scaffolding.
Say it.
He was
Say
like
it.
a
No, I saw
daredevil.
them during
I mean,
5150.
it was
And I saw them at the
embarrassing.
1984 tour. But you know, we as a kid, let's go give. And they had energy, but yeah, it was definitely poppy compared to, where Van Halen used to be.
Okay, thank you, Quitter and Jesus Christ, who else? They're friends. Eddie Van Halen and Jerry
Cool.
Cantrell are actually friends in real life, so that's how they got together and that's how they toured together. I didn't know that.
That was not a good combination.
Howard only
Quick
thinks
quitter.
he's a Van Halen expert because he has Steve Nowicki on retainer.
Jeez.
He was a dork
Tells him everything he thinks he needs to know
about
about
Van Halen.
in reality.
Please.
Nowicki is just like a automaton who knows what everybody knows about Van Halen.
Exactly.
What he knows. That's who he is. Sorry.
We all love the same guitar heroes. Howard spent most of the time in the 90s and into 2000s. He was this double agent for Van Halen. So if he had Sammy Hagar on, he would bash David Lee Roth. If he had David Lee Roth on, he would bash Sammy Hagar and Eddie Van Halen. And he would try to stoke a perpetual feud with them all together and take credit for it. And it was always weird, his relationship with them. It was so phony and it was so two-faced.
All right, let's move on. We have many.
Let's go.
So let's get into. So he has Sammy in, and usual Howard discussion, and that's what I got right now. Here we go.
I was going to ask you something about that. You would think your relationship with Eddie would have been the closest because the two of you made beautiful music together. It's a love story if you think about two guys who could write songs. You could write lyrics, give him musical ideas.
Oh my God.
He could come in with these massive riffs. You would think it was a romance made in heaven, but it's not. I don't understand.
Like you care. You just want them to hate each other.
But no. But the thing is, these people that work on songs together, it's a romance. That is an imbecile that has no idea how music is done. Literally a moron.
Romance to him. It's always Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Having this right. This whole
Exactly.
That's how he feels. Every single rock band has made music. And you know what? The fucked up thing is that most of these rock bands, they're so mentally, psychotically, they suck. They basically do. That they somehow, whenever Howard talks about things like this, somehow seem to find like a parallel to their music. And this is why they all think that he's such a great interviewer, because they get into like the psyche of why they were
the only person is probably the smartest person in music, I guess, at this point is he should be Robert Plant, who basically just looked at him and said, are you what is wrong with you? You're a silly man. When he asked if Jimmy Page was the love of your life.
Okay, Music Stream. This is a really good comment that you have.
Wow.
Sammy wrote a book that said horrible things about Eddie and Alex. That's why Alex will never talk to Sammy again. Sammy keeps pretending he doesn't understand why Alex won't return his call. I do have that clip. Hold on. Glasses.
That's hilarious.
I can see what I'm talking about. Do I have that? Okay, it's the next clip after this one. Let me just play this one, and then we'll go to that.
In other words, you
beautiful
can't
looking
be.
back now.
In other words, Sammy, you can't be doing these songs. You got to really be in your top form for this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. In other words.
So Sammy just said he has trouble singing early in the morning. So in other words, you need to be more awake to do that. Really? Wow, you're a genius.
In other words, why have the show in the goddamn morning if all you're going to do is fixate on dinosaur rockers who need to perform? Then why do it in the morning?
In other words, why are you making a 76-year-old man sing at
so
6 a.m. in Los Angeles?
In LA, yes.
It doesn't sound good.
Oh, is this on Zoom?
Yes.
Zoom.
A 76-year-old man thinks that this is going to enhance his ability to sell tickets to his
So in other words, he's delusioned.
In other words, he's stupid. In other words, he made money in spite of himself. So going back to what Music Stream was just saying, here is his commentary about Alex never returning his calls.
If David Lee Roth wants to come out and join us, come on, motherfucker. You are welcome.
What are the odds of that? Are there any odds that Alex Van Halen would show up on your tour and maybe join the celebration of his brother, or are you guys not in touch?
I would
with
hope
him
so. I reach out to Al about once a month for about 5 years now. He doesn't get back to me. So
take the hint.
And because Eddie had it
once a month for 5 years. And
take the hint, dude. Take the hint.
It's okay. He doesn't want to be on. So Howard really didn't care about Sammy Hagar having a band that he's going out with and doing some like Sammy Hagar music and whatever. All he cares about is Van Halen. So because he can't now interview
Eddie,
all he has is these guys. Didn't he interview Wolfie not too long ago?
Yes, he did. Wolfie Van Pancakes, yes.
Well, I was saying this. We got off yesterday. I would way rather, and it's Sammy. I think it was Quitter up there. For all he enjoys life. Talk about Sammy Hagar. He has a good time. He has a great attitude. Yes. He taught me the meaning of Carpe Diem with that song until the Ethan Hawke movie came out. But I would way rather hear a David Lee Roth interview at this point.
Absolutely.
He has not been on the show since he took over for Howard and K-Rock.
Justifiably so.
He had a gag order on him, which has been lifted. He did Rogan's show, but I would way rather hear David Lee Roth go into the whole K-Rock thing and what he's been doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth has actually done some really good interviews with Joe Rogan. If anybody
I know. I saw
some really good stuff.
That's because Joe Rogan actually does good interviews.
No, absolutely, 100%.
Well, it wasn't even like with David Lee Roth. You ask him one thing and he's talking for 3 hours straight.
Oh yeah,
He's got
David
a
Roth
crazy brain.
He's
crazy. He's got a logical brain.
David Lee Roth was a paramedic.
I know.
He's a really interesting
guy.
For F's sake.
All right, now move on. We're going to go to.
Thank you, Chad.
So we started doing like the deep dive into the philosophical and psychological questions that Howard loves to do. Here's the first one.
Because Eddie had his problems with substance. The guy had a horrible drinking problem. He was difficult to deal with. And yet, you know, it's weird. Doesn't it remind you in some ways of you going back to your father, working with Eddie Van? Eddie had his problems.
Wait.
And you know, in a way, Eddie kind of is like your father in a weird.
Are you kidding me?
I laughed so hard.
No, you all predicted that yesterday.
This is so embarrassing.
Not that it's hard to do with the father hunger thing, and people in the chat did that. I mean, somebody in the chat wrote that out verbatim.
How much
this is going to be the question?
How many years younger is Eddie Van Halen than Sammy Hagar?
A lot,
like
10.
10 years younger?
At least 10, yeah.
Like his father, he's 10 years younger than him.
10.
You moron.
Yep.
You utter an absolute moron.
Eddie Van Halen was born in 1955.
Oh, he's much younger.
9 or 10, yeah.
He's 10 years younger.
Sammy Hagar was born in
45.
Oh, he's 76, 47.
47, but still.
Let me ask you rock historians a question, and all you rockophiles and your music streams and everyone. Why do you think it is that David Lee Roth doesn't get the respect as a penultimate front man? That, I mean, he literally is the front man of one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
Why?
Like Mick Jagger would get.
Do you want the answer to your question?
Okay, I'm gonna give you an answer.
Do you want the answer to your question?
Too accessible.
No. I'm just a gigolo, and everywhere I go,
bingo.
People know the part I'm playing.
But everybody's done
because
that
he was
shit.
a colossal.
Mick Jagger did that song with Michael Jackson.
He's a colossal sellout douche who.
So was Jagger.
Yeah, but you know what? Jagger's got talent, bro.
I'd rather see David. I think David Lee Roth's more talented.
Dude,
Lee Roth.
I love the David Lee Roth Van Halen era, and I'm fascinated by the man. But the man is an egomaniac. And
absolutely.
Every singer is.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Eddie Van Halen is an egomaniac, but he's a certified genius. David Lee Roth, on the other hand, absolutely.
Mark Harris did cover that, didn't he?
Dude,
Gavin, man.
Have you heard Yankee Rose
Yeah.
or Crazy from the
Yankee Rose.
Heat?
I know
It's
that
just
album.
pop douchery at its
I
finest.
like Yankee Rose.
Do you ever hear the Steel Wheel
Sammy
Tour?
Hagar last high.
No one ever claimed that David Lee Roth was a good singer. I'm not taking that away from him.
No.
But
He was
dude,
fun though.
if you go back to 1985 forward and look at his body of work, it's all garbage. It's all garbage. Some of it's entertaining garbage, but it's all garbage.
It's all subjective. I think he
No,
deserves to be right
I
there
disagree.
with all these guys.
No,
I
Yankee Rose is a
disagree.
good
Subjective
song.
music
What are you
is
talking
subjective. You
about?
can't disagree. It's
Comment?
subjective.
Okay,
Comment
cool.
in chat section. What are your thoughts about David Lee Roth and his ability to be a frontman and to be a singer? Did he sell out, or did he just get a bad rap after he left the band, or the band left
Dude,
him?
listen to his music, bro.
As the case may be. I'm going to move on a little bit and
Let's move on.
let's keep talking about Van Halen because that's all that Howard wants to talk about. Hang on.
This is going to be a
How good
great
is that
tour.
song?
Oh, it's such a good song, and it's great to see you. I love
He's extreme.
watching.
Keep trying, bro.
Have to go to this show you're going to do. You know, I might
You're
actually
gonna
show
go.
up.
Sure you are.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. This is fantastic. I love that you're doing this. Talk to me. Let's keep talking Van Halen a little bit longer this morning. The song I want to ask you about is this one, Dreams. One of my favorite Van Halen compositions.
Of course, because you're the gayest man in the mind.
I literally was in the comments going when everybody played one of those Van Hagar songs, like it's like Warrant without the spine.
Absolutely, without the
I
spine.
mean, you know,
Video, though.
And the handsome.
great.
The video was pretty cool with the Blue
None of
Angels.
that were handsome. Let's be honest.
You know what the thing is? Winger made fun of Van Hagar. I mean,
Winger,
Jesus.
Winger.
Didn't Janie Lane?
Oh my
commit
god! Can we just do a
suicide?
show on all the hair bands, man? That'd be pretty entertaining.
I know. We
White
get
Snake
copyright
laughed
strikes
at them.
left and right. It would
What was
never.
the-
Hey,
was
what
the
did
fate
enough
of
is
Janie
enough's
Lane?
enough to have to say about this?
Exactly.
So
Quick,
when he started
Quick,
talking,
go to Cinderella now.
so when he started talking about the song "Higher," Sammy admitted
Warrant.
he can no longer sing that high, and Howard didn't really understand why this was.
And I know how I did it.
Thank you, Autobot.
We've done it live.
Yeah.
In the old days, I haven't done
Right.
it this way for 10 years or more, probably 15 years.
What are
We
you
did it
saying?
on the reunion tour.
What are you saying?
You're saying
It's
that
just
you
so
can't.
high.
Oh,
I can't sing in that register. It'll blow my voice out.
Yeah, because you're old. Because
You're old.
6 years old, and it's virtually impossible. So
He's
As-
older than the diabetes guy.
So I
am
want
Sammy Hagar, and I have diabetes.
I wanted to play you a little bit of the
Diabetes.
music because it was a little frightening, to be honest with you. It was rough. It was there was some rough singing going on.
And there's no way you can get a copyright strike on it because you couldn't recognize the song.
Couldn't recognize it.
Hey, Mike, did you see them in Rhode Island by any chance? Let's move on.
Okay, so here's some of the live performance. Be prepared. It's a little frightening. I only have 10 seconds of it, but it's worth it.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Ah, that's rough. Getting old sucks, don't
Can
it?
I play it again?
Oh, who's doing the mix, man?
Helen Keller.
Oh, horrible mix.
Helen Keller's doing the mix.
Holy mother of God.
That's horrible.
Wait. So where was Howard praising? Where was Howard praising the staff and the great technology and seriously that mix?
Bro.
So when he was done with the song,
Did they? Was that a feed straight through
great.
TikTok?
I can't
That was
imagine.
great.
Morning, Howard.
I
That's
know.
a tough
I
one in the
know.
morning, Howard.
I know, but I'm just, you know what I was thinking? First of all, I love watching you do it. And whenever you look over at Michael or Jason or Joe, like, does it take you back in time, like when you wrote that song and when you performed it on stage, maybe for the first or second time? You know what I mean? Does it
really
get
does.
emotional? Does it get emotional for you?
Oh, man, I cry 3 or 4 times a night when I'm on stage.
Yeah, you cry because you realize
because of arthritis, probably,
exactly,
and constipation.
exactly, an angina that is
Exactly. and let's not forget this osteoporosis.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
brutal. Honestly, it's brutal. So then Howard then of course has to go into right.
Oh God.
I just pulled this from what we did on the show today. I mean, on the Radio Gunk on the listening thread, and yeah, he goes into right now, and Howard hates it because he has to read.
Writing on the screen that you had to read. Time you really wrote a very serious Van Halen lyric. You know, you're talking about the world situation in this song. But I agree with you. The video concept for the song was a lot of writing on the screen that you had to read. And I remember I love this song so much, but I don't watch the video because there's too much reading going on and it takes away from the song.
Oh, Jesus.
Because Howard can't read. Howard hates to read. So then, of course, they go into right now, and this is my only other clip of this horrific band song. I don't know who's doing the backup singing on this.
It's usually Michael Anthony, actually.
It's Jason Bonham and Mike Michael Anthony and
Michael Anthony has always done
Fasciani.
the backing vocals for whatever.
Yeah, but
reason.
it sounded like a few of them, and they're all singing in different.
Check out Music Stream. I love Alex Van Halen. Had dinner with him and his wife 20 times since September. He's a genius and a philosopher, and he loves talking about Roth, Hagar, Van Halen. I could write a book. All right,
is Music Stream Wolfie?
Yeah,
Wolfie, bro. Sorry about all those cow jokes.
Exactly.
Okay, Music Stream. So why don't you tell us what is it about the Sammy Hagar thing that Alex doesn't like? I'm just curious what the theory is behind. Who gives a shit that he doesn't return his phone call? I get that he wouldn't do that, but can you tell us what the story is? Yes, one-on-one with Music Stream. I love that. Can we do that?
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Ronnie,
do it, man. I won't show up. I promise.
Yeah, no, just me and you. That's why it's called one-on-one. So let's listen to right now because it's really horrible.
Make future plans and dream about yesterday. Come on, turn.
Here we go.
Your tomorrow.
That's Marcy. That's Marcy and Jennifer Witz.
That is like. Remember when the Linda McCartney thing came out when they isolated her voice?
That's actually what I wrote in the listening thread.
Oh, did you really?
Like when they isolated Linda McCartney.
Yeah, it's like Hey Jude all over again.
But you realize that we got better singing in our singing contest than they actually had on the Stern Show today.
That is absolutely true.
Ronnie, I couldn't agree more. You stole my thunder. Why did they even agree to sing for him? Howard wouldn't do anything for anyone ever. I don't know what's in it for it, Ronnie, other than embarrassment, as you could hear now. You're so right. I don't know why. I don't know. He'll find out the hard way. The show did nothing for his sales. Paul McCartney is another guy who's done corny horse shit since in the last one.
Oh.
Wow, look at the crowd.
Oh my God, that's supposed to be Hey Jude. Oh my God.
Better.
I'm tired of them.
Oh. Oh. Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's
that's
so
brutal.
bad.
You think
That sound like
Paula said,
today.
"Hey, give her a mic, but just don't turn it on."
Just don't turn it on.
Paul McCartney's embarrassed himself in the last 25 years with one corny cornball.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll cry into his
Lonely.
$500 million.
It doesn't matter. He's done some corny ass shit in the last 30 years.
Absolutely.
He's not immune from criticism either.
No,
I'm
no,
tired of
never
his
has been.
shit too.
How
I'm so
brutal is
sick of
that?
the Beatles. I can't even convey.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fuck him.
Yeah, Yoko was pretty bad too. There's no she doesn't get off on
People of Earth.
Hold on. Let's do a little Yoko just for shits and giggles.
Oh God, Yoko with Chuck Berry. Oh my God,
Yeah,
Chuck
Yoko
Berry.
with Chuck
look
Berry.
on
You
his
don't
face.
even ISO it.
Yes, that's the best.
That's the best one.
Chuck Berry just
Like
looks
Chuck Berry's like, how the hell did I get into this?
It's worth
The
it.
look on Chuck's face when she starts singing.
Worth it, even if I get the
Copyright.
the copy.
We don't even need the music though. You just need Chuck Berry's face.
Just go to like the middle. Go towards the middle. We don't toward the end.
This is the best. This is the best ever, you guys, if you've never seen it.
Home is on the south side, high up on the ridge, just a half a mile from the Mississippi. Home is on the south side, high up on the ridge, just a half a mile from the Mississippi.
And that's not even like the good parts.
Oh, Jesus.
On the ridge, just a half a
Fair usage, YouTube. Fair usage. Transformative media.
John, as we were saying earlier, although you had this admiration for Chuck for this many years, today was the first actual meeting.
I met him. Yeah, I think he's the greatest. I really love him. It's
Let's-
an honor to be here backing him.
That's very lovely. You want to handle this introduction?
Yeah. If you were to try and give rock and roll another name, you might call it Chuck Berry, right? In the 1950s, the whole generation worshipped his music, and when you see him perform today, past and try to find a party, trying to get in touch with me, could not leave a number of the message. Touch with my Marie. I'll get the only one.
You can see the peak.
From Memphis, Tennessee. Her home is on the south side, high up on the ridge, just a half a mile from the
You can see the peak right there.
What the hell's going on?
Wow.
That
so-
person controls 1/4 of the Beatles publishing.
Oh my God. How
Wow.
scary is that? How scary is
Dude.
that? My friend?
Jeremy Harrelson. Then
You
Chuck
guys ever
peed on
wonder
Yoko.
why? Like she's not even that good looking, or she's not even good looking. And she's
Maybe
got
she
that
did
horrible
tricks in
personality.
bed.
She's got no talent. What did she do to John?
Tricks in bed. Tricks in
What?
bed, baby.
Did she play a harmonica with her private part? Like
I think
seriously?
so.
What was the
Snapping
skill
gyro.
set
I
there?
don't know. She has
What did she
something-
do?
You know what?
Ah.
Something he never had. That's it. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know. Did we hear back from music stream? In
Yeah, he
terms
did a whole bunch.
Yeah,
he did a whole bunch
he
of
did a whole
comments.
synopsis of his life.
He did it like synopsis, and you missed it.
Sammy wrote a book with way too many details about Ed and Al's drinking and crazy behavior. Now Sammy says he regrets it, but he didn't mind when he wanted to sell. But yes, of course. I mean, you know, all of these guys who write these books,
Well, we want the dirt, don't we? We
they
wouldn't buy it.
need, yeah, they need that hook. They
Yep.
need
So,
that,
so that was Sammy's "Oh My Dog."
that was yes. Okay, so we're gonna move on, and so yeah, this is when Sammy is leaving, and he's so thankful for Howard having him on. And then, of course, you know, bring back Jackie on Twitter loves to beat the shit out of the fact that Robin's mic is basically muted for the entirety of any of the conversations that he has with anybody. And then she comes in very last minute for the discussion. So this is both a combination of Sammy being so thankful for being on the Stern Show and how he's gonna, now he's made millions of dollars because he's gonna sell so many tickets, and then the Robin notification. Here we go.
2 fucking hours here. I'm sure you're exhausted.
No, we're rich now. Howard, you just made us rich.
Right, the tour.
And Robin, we never got to talk to you. Robin, we love you too, by the way.
Well,
Robin.
thank you. I've been enjoying the morning. Hi there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can
Howard,
see.
was she really sitting there? Did she get up?
Oh
and leave
yeah,
while we
no,
were doing
Robin.
No.
Oh yeah, she knows what's happening.
No,
No, she doesn't.
she was literally, God only knows what she was actually doing during that time.
Howard has to figure out these uncomfortable segues to give them like just this and to get out of this. To somebody like he did the Robin ejector seat. If anyone brings Robin up, he doesn't know how to get out of it naturally, and it just sounds. He gives an uncomfortable response, and it's just so icky.
Look at Music Stream. Al has confided tons of unknown stuff to me. I keep telling him I want to do a podcast, but he only talks to me because I promised not to say anything. See, so that's how it is with a lot of like Stern people who talk to me. They confide in me and tell me things that they don't want me to say on air, and then I don't because I get it. Like I get. Yeah, but you have to keep people's confidences, or else they'll never come back to you and talk to you again. I totally get that. That's a scenario that
they confide in Music Stream, Monique, and Adrian Wojnarowski.
So,
yes.
So is Blob? God,
Mo's right. I mean, people were kicking her ass with that Scott the Engineer crap for like months because
as far as what?
Remember when we found out that he got shit canned?
Right. Well, what was she getting criticized for?
No, because what we did is we said, hey, you know what? Without blowing
leave
him up
alone for a little bit.
We wanted people to be conscious of the fact that Howard was going to meander on air without even mentioning that he had just fired like a seminal person in his show, and people were like, well, who, what? Oh, you're just making it up. And we're like, okay. I told him, well, look, we're gonna wait until he's closed his deal, because we never know what's a confidentiality thing going on, whatever. And we waited, and Scott was grateful that we did, but nobody really knew about that. Meanwhile, everybody's like just kicking our ass about it.
Oh my God, we're getting the shit kicked out of us.
I mean, literally, no joking. That's literally one of the reasons Fillmore flipped out, because he wanted to know the information that we wouldn't give up.
Yes,
and he couldn't handle that, and that's that.
Yes.
And then he opened a McDowell's chain.
See, there you go.
That's what happened.
There you go. 100%.
Oh,
look,
look,
out to be true. Even Scott's acknowledging
work.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. You know what? Sometimes you just got to protect the person.
No. He's not saying that what we're saying is wrong, but like that Fillmore was totally ass hurt that we wouldn't tell him, because we didn't want to screw Scott over, and he ended up getting probably a good deal because
in the middle of like a legal negotiation. I actually gave Scott several lawyers to talk to about negotiating a deal for him. Ooh, Music Stream. I'll let out one secret. Alex was planning a tribute show to Eddie with David Lee Roth, but Roth said there could be no mention of Eddie. Kind of blew the deal. Roth is literally mentally ill.
Wow.
You know what? All of their livelihoods depend on Van Halen. Seriously, they would not be anything without him. So of course you would have to mention Eddie. And by the way, the entire interview today was about Eddie. It was literally like an ode and a tribute to Eddie. That's all he wanted to talk about. That's all Howard had.
And it's shame on Sammy Hagar for just going along with that. I mean, Jesus.
Well, what else does Sammy have? Listen,
Sammy had a career before Van Halen.
Yeah.
And a long career before Van Halen.
Like what? What was it?
He was in Montrose.
The 3-lock box
stuff.
I can't drive 55.
Exactly, and with Eagles there.
Yes.
I mean, but it was a career, and and then he actually was.
Wabo?
Yeah, he made Cabo Wabo, and he made almost $1 billion on that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, for 2 hours, just constantly going back over Van Halen, it was painful.
Too much. It was painful.
Aren't we all exhausted on the Van Halen feuds?
Yes.
They're like a sorority
Dude, that's
in
been dead for
Arizona
like 20
state.
years at this
Everybody's feuding with this person every time, and it's sometimes I feel like it's wrestling where they're making up feuds just to get back together again and tour again. Are we not all exhausted on their stupid feuds?
completely.
All of them.
I
Do
said
you guys remember the last tour that they did with David Lee Roth and Wolfie? It was so embarrassing.
Why?
Like I remember people were posting like little clips on YouTube. It was so bad.
Exactly,
It was just these
Tamara.
tired old dudes.
I got some good clips of him and bashing
Yeah,
Eddie.
you know what's funny? Stern wants to talk to Eddie now, but when he was alive, he wouldn't answer the phone. Yes, exactly right. So that's the last clip I have from today's show. But interestingly enough, on the listing thread, or actually just maybe in another random thread, that one Tracy posted, he was talking about Gary on the wrap-up show. So as we all know, Dolly Parton is on tomorrow, which I'm going to play from that. Music Stream says it's really known that Ross, Alex Satriani, Newstead, Metallica were taking a tribute show to Eddie, and it didn't happen. But I just exposed the unknown reason. Yes, well, that happens. Thank you, Music Stream. We appreciate your candor with this conversation tonight. So Gary is on the wrap-up show today after the show was over. I find this fascinating, and I love everything about it. So
Did you listen to it on your own, or someone told you? Never listened to a wrap-up show.
I never listened to a wrap-up show. Nope. Xavier called me during lunch and said, "Hey, did you see Gary is on his way down to Tennessee?" I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Weird.
What? As I was on the phone with him, I had to go to the wrap-up show so that I could hear it and listen to this. Listen to this, you guys.
Tennessee, where the real Gary Delabate is. Gary.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Wait, guys.
What are you doing? Oh, your phone sucks, Gary.
No, I'm fine. I realize I got to lean against the window.
Okay. Where are you? Do you need help? Press pound if you need help.
I'm on a plane.
Listen to this, you guys.
I'm on my way to the home of Dolly Parton because she needs the most important member of the team to greet her tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So I'm on my way down there, but I've been listening to a little bit of the Van Halen conversation, which I think is amazing. I'm telling you, man, today's show took me back to some weird places.
He's on his way down to Tennessee, in Nashville, wherever, to meet Dolly Parton and be a representative from the show. So the follow-up to that is Rashawn saying this. Hang on.
I got to treat him right so he doesn't leave me and cheat on me. All right. Yeah.
All right, you guys have a good day, man.
Yeah, have a safe flight. I love you.
See
Listen,
Gary.
I know Gary's flying private because you can't make calls on no commercial flight. You can't. That's gonna get you. Gary, I knew you had money. Big money Delabate.
And you like when he says the plane and not the
Are
plane.
they retarded?
Lean by the window. I'm on a private jet here. I got my. Yeah.
Wow.
Idiots.
Wow.
They sent Gary down to meet
On
Dolly
Frontier Airlines, probably.
as the representative from the Stern Show. So it makes me curious, how exactly is Dolly doing this interview? Like, why is Gary there?
It's on Zoom, right? Yeah.
The Zoom.
Do you think that Dolly needs an emotional support monkey on the flight to New York? I mean, honestly.
But is Dolly coming back to New York, or is
It's just really weird.
Gary just representative down at
They
Dolly?
sent the pet monkey down, and
Why him? Why him?
Because he
What else
is
is
the
he
only
doing?
person that they can do without. Literally, he's the person they can do without. They don't need
Exactly.
him. He is completely useless.
He
Why do
ain't
I
the
feel like
designated
Zoss-
survivor, bro.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like Zoss raping has something to do with this?
Well, he
That
probably
he's in on this
does.
too. I guarantee it.
I'm sure one of her people called one of their people and said, well, who's coming down here to, help with the machinations that are, I guess, required for Dolly to be on a friggin' Zoom.
And that was the stipulations for her to do it. We're not gonna just trust you. That like they don't trust them. Now they got sandbagged. We always talk about the fucking prank call that Sal and Richard did with the cut up. They don't trust them to have her on.
Wait.
So they need someone
I got
there.
it. I figured it out. So what they did, he's like a hostage, and she's gonna have one of the bubbas there, and it's gonna have a gun to his back, and so basically, if he ever starts going sideways,
this is your collateral.
Yeah. We will kill the monkey.
We'll kill the monkey.
You know what? Listen.
Machinations.
Dolly's most famous song, if she had to base that on Howard these days, it would be working 8 to 10 with a way to make a living.
That's a good
So,
part.
lest anyone forget the thing that almost caused Dolly to. Yes, and we need to play this because it needs to be said. I will absolutely tweet and screen grab this for tomorrow and put it on TikTok as well.
We have covered this on our show before.
Yes, we have, but just lest people forget.
To play for you, including Dolly Parton's audiobook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's some book.
What is she writing about?
I'll tell you what. I'll play a little thing of this. This is an audiobook of hers. She's really interesting. Listen to this.
God damn, I love nigger cock.
Oh, no.
Her audiobook.
Oh, my God.
It's Artie.
That's going to make the tabloids, I think.
Listen to this.
Kenny Rogers loves to piss inside little boys' assholes.
Oh, goodness.
Man,
I've lost all respect for him now.
I'm just shocked at Dolly talking like that.
I know. It's disgusting. The things she said about Linda Ronstadt.
Linda Ronstadt is a really fat tub of shit.
Wow.
That I have to agree
Now
with.
I like her again.
Tell you what, I'm reading the book. I'm going to read it and listen to it.
But that Kenny Rogers shitting in little boys' assholes, that's more embarrassing than the tummy tuck stuff.
Kenny Rogers loves to piss inside little boys' assholes.
Oh, piss.
Pit.
Sorry, I thought it was shit.
Book just shot to #1.
She's claiming that.
Damn, I love nigger cock.
God damn.
You know that this pissed her off. And
oh yeah, it did.
Well, you know how the story goes, Monique, right? She had a family member driving around, heard this, and then got back to her with it, and she went crazy and threatened with I don't know how many lawsuits. And this is Dolly's a loose cannon. I wonder if she'll bring this up tomorrow on the fly. I wonder if she'll just launch into something. I could see her almost kind of just in the middle of it. Let's see if she goes back to it, or she's told Gary's going down there to tell her to not bring it up.
I don't know. Well,
hey Dolly, we had that dust up with you.
Are they gonna wait? Are they gonna have a cigar cutter in Gary's hands, and then every time he asks a bad question?
It's going to be really interesting.
Cease and desist.
I'm almost excited to hear. Jamie says Dolly supposedly has a lot of tattoos. Who knows?
Wow.
Dolly is a curious bird. I'm interested to see what she has to say. I will 1000% listen to the interview simply because I can't imagine him being able to flip it into a Psych 101 kind of conversation. I can't imagine.
Talk about your father.
Dolly either. I don't think anything about her life.
That's from 2007, Tamara.
Yeah.
Wow. The early days of Sirius when the edict was say the N-word as much as you can.
Yes, exactly. So I just wanted to really quickly, before we go into cleaning out the computer, just talk a little bit about Pat Menachia and about who he is and all that stuff. So Pat Menachia went to Mount St. Charles Academy. He's the tiniest guy in the room. And
oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's actually known as Pasquale Menachia.
Oh, that's his real name, Pasquale.
Yeah. Played 4 years of varsity hockey at Mount, earned an all-division status 3 times, and was a 2-time All-State player. During his time here, Pat helped to keep the state championship streak alive and was a key player, blah, blah, blah. After graduating from Mount Sinai, Pat went on to Brown University, where he played 4 years of hockey. So I'm sure he got some sort of money for that. I'm sure of it. His father was a firefighter. As he did in high school, he proved to be a catalyst for the Brown ice hockey program. At graduation, he received the Charles Robinson Trophy, which is awarded for academic excellence, honoring the late Brown University classics professor, blah, 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 blah. Pat went on to play professional hockey in Europe. He's currently recognized as a world leader in health and fitness, has authored several books on the subject. So then this classic picture of Howard, which kills me every time, this time period of Howard with Beth with that stupid band around her head and him
Yes.
was from a charity that was Pat Menachie's called La Palestra Kids.
Oh my God.
And so that's where that comes from. And there's Howard, of course, on stage with them. And there's Pat with other people that were there, including Sean Avery right there. Pat Menachie also dated Julia Roberts for months. So it wasn't really like a big time thing. It was just for a couple of months because she used to work out at his gym. And he went with her to a premiere. So that's his big claim to fame. That's his wife who works with him. And that's Pat during the day. So,
wow.
So Pat owns these gyms called La Palestra. And here's the article about him on the last day before John F. Kennedy died, where hold on, let me find it. Sorry, I had it right here. Give me a second. Okay, later that afternoon, John showed up at La Palestra. He put in a 2-hour workout, says a source, and handed studio owner Pat Menachie a set of keys to his loft so Menachie could spend the weekend. So Menachie was part of like his inner group of people, apparently, and he was his roommate at Brown for like a couple of years. I don't know anything about Pat other than the fact that he has this gym down the block from Howard, and he kind of hooked up with him. So then somebody had sent me an email about it and said, I heard you were going through some Pat research. Here's some more. Here's what I know. He's 8 years older than I am, but went to private high school in my city in Rhode Island. Mount St. Charles Academy, perennial high school hockey national powerhouse. He grew up middle class in North Providence. His father was a truck driver. He went to Brown, ended up befriending John F. Kennedy Jr. Chasing girls was their preferred sport, confirmed to me by a friend of his who also attended Brown with them. I have a feeling JFK Jr. may have invested capital in Pat's first gym in New York City. JFK had a net worth of $30 to $100 million, so money wasn't a problem. And then he's the one who said, have Arm pull the tape from Monday, August 14th, 2000. Howard is in studio wearing a Detroit Red Wings hockey jersey, a gift from a guy named Matt Schneider, who played 18 years in the NHL, personal friend of Pat's. Howard was talking about this new cool friend who gifted him, but he couldn't even remember his name. They described it as a drunken good time over the weekend on Dominic's boat during his single days. So thank you for that information, person who sent me that. And then I think that Johnny pulled a clip. Yeah.
Well, it's weird. It's not exactly as he describes it.
Okay.
And I'm not doubting he's not 100% right. But the Red Wings don't. This guy played for 10 or 12 different NHL teams.
Oh,
Matt
wow.
Schneider, and he doesn't bring up the jersey in the stuff I have, but he does bring up that they stayed at Dominic Barber's place on Shelter Island, and Stuttering John and Jackie are with them. And this is like the last days. Jackie must have 4 months left on the show when he's there. And this guy, Matt, stays with him. They don't bring up Pat Menachie in this, but they do bring up Richie Notar later And it's this wild thing. And apparently, it's like the first time Howard's ever gotten drunk. So that's in there. And yeah, he comes up in that. But the Red Wing stuff, I'm still looking through it. It wasn't written. Mark Mercer from Mark's Friggin' did not chronicle it like that verbatim. So it was very difficult to find. I had to go through it manually to find.
Buck Bunny has Matt Schneider at Dominic's house.
Yes, yeah. There's
So let's
two.
play a little bit of this, and we can hear all about what goes on here. Here we go.
I got S-Face this weekend with Jackie and Stuttering John.
Right.
I haven't seen you drunk yet. Well, then we're with us.
No, but I don't see that happening now. I think we did that.
It's always fun. I was out on Long Island. Me, Jackie, and John got together. We went over to Dominic's house to hang out for a day. All right, so listen to this. I think Gary, he's fascinated.
No, I'm curious. Again, that's an odd combination for a weekend night.
Monique.
We were awesome. And my buddy Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry. How hard do you think it is for Gary to sit there and not be in on this?
Oh, I know.
If you think about the timeline, Jackson and Lucas are really young, and he can't be jetting off to Shelter Island with Dominic. You know, this kills him that he can't be in on this.
My buddy Matt Schneids from the Rangers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Schneids.
Yeah, great guy, right? Okay. So anyway, listen to this. These guys, in the morning, we're shooting pool and drinking.
Okay, so hockey player said, where the hell did you dig these guys?
Hockey player said to me, these guys must be Canadian. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we started with beers. At 1 o'clock. All right? 1 o'clock. Excuse me. We started with beers. By that night, we're drinking raspberry martinis.
Now, who's talking? Who's the other person talking?
It's John and Jackie are in studio with him.
Okay.
They're in the back.
And
go back to beer?
Matt Schneider's a hockey player, so he figures he's like the guy who can drink. And he drank right up.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, and he could drink, as much as these guys. The next morning, John's fine. Jackie's fine.
They're ready to go again.
Matt couldn't walk.
Everyone's ready for the hospital.
Yeah.
It's always amazing to me that Stuttering John was such a part of this.
More of
like,
that.
Yeah, I know.
He was in the inner sanctum.
I don't understand. What did the sheet look like?
First of all, I want to tell you, you kept the house perfect.
Of course.
The housekeeper said everything was, now whoever slept near the main bedroom.
That was Matt. Oh, it was also Richie.
There you go.
He's over there.
Richie, does he smoke?
Oh.
Weeks apart. It was 2 weeks. The funniest thing is, can you imagine? I have to have all you stay at my house. Irma and I are not even there to be.
I have not heard from Dominic Barber in like years.
I would love to ask him about this.
Me too.
That's right, you know what?
But I use his house, but he has to be gone. I told him, don't be there.
That's a condition.
Yeah, otherwise.
Come back. You know where I was last night? And I'm embarrassed to tell you.
Listen to this.
Looking for a widescreen TV to hang up on the wall for Howard in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like the little TV. And it will be installed.
TV setup, it's so hard to operate. Like, just get a nice Crestron screen that operates the TV.
I couldn't
the
figure
whole,
it out.
I know, the whole
Crestron?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Restaurant.
I want you to comment on that.
This house is worth
Wow.
$1,000 on the water.
Yeah.
But if I want to rent it, it's $100 a month. And you're complaining about
Well,
it.
you-
Why not?
yeah.
I think it's-
Yeah, it's nothing.
Crestron.
Crestron. So that's the TV that comes out. Chris Rock was
Probably
talking
the
about
one
that comes out
still
of.
on his wall in his house. That's probably still on his wall.
Did you hear what Dominic said about his house?
What?
$100,000 a month to rent it.
Yeah.
And he's giving Howard full access to it whenever he feels like. He's not out with Beth yet. They still think he's dating
he's not
Robin
out, you're
Gibbons.
right, yeah.
Right? It's not come out yet. So he's in
Right.
that weird, bro
In
fucking
between
mad
stage.
tear phase, and
The
they're
fake
all
mad
part of it.
tear, yes.
Yes.
And this dude's in this earth. This dude, he's the Marco Battaglia of the NHL, this guy. Matt
Okay,
Schneider.
so we're at an hour and a half. The last two clips I do want to play are, hang on a second. I really want to play the Howard and David Lee Roth Trash Eddie Van Halen parts 1 and 2.
Monique, what was the
tell
name
me
of that TV again? How do you say it?
Crestron.
Crestron. Have you guys heard of this?
No, let's check it out.
Not a long time. I mean,
I'm
this
just
is,
wondering. It's some crazy TV that comes out of the goddamn. That's what Chris Rock was talking
It's over
about.
20-something years ago because they
It's
stopped
still,
making them.
it was probably a lot of money then, and I'm
It was
sure.
extremely expensive.
Yep.
Crestron Electronics, early television. Let's see. Crestron C2 and TTV-FM TV and radio tuner operations. So apparently it was like a big deal back in the day.
This is September of 2000 when that clip's from.
Yeah, apparently it was like a big TV. It delivered a DM and signal to Sony. It was like a Sony tie-in of some sort. All right, so let's talk about David Lee Roth and Howard. So when was this from?
Okay,
How did
there's so
you-
much Van Halen shit you could look for. I just wanted to find instances of him, and they basically just tear Eddie Van Halen a new one. They're just eviscerating him, and he has David Lee Roth on. And of course, what he does is he does the two-face thing. If you have David Lee Roth on, you have to bash the other guys. If you have the other guys on, you have to bash David Lee Roth. So
Yeah,
he gets David Lee Roth to eviscerate Eddie during this, and Howard joins
Mike
in.
White says, just so you know, it's a home theater system that links everything together throughout the house.
Oh, thank you. Mike.
Wow.
So basically what a $39.99 like Google Chromecast would do.
Wait,
today.
what are we talking about?
It's the TV.
Restaurant.
Ken Mintz says it's a hair system.
What?
It's not a
Oh,
TV.
okay.
It's a
Sorry, I was
control
reading
system.
about Will Smith. Apparently, he got busted having
Oh, the gay sex thing. Can we
playing
talk about
penis
that?
butt
No,
with his
how
friend.
shocking. Who would have ever thought? Oh,
with some dude named Dwayne Martin.
here's my shocked face.
Ah, can we talk about that really quickly? Hold on a second.
I don't know the story yet.
Go
I
to
haven't
go
seen
to
it.
radiogunk.com/forums, and there's an article on it.
Well,
Posted a few
I'm
minutes
perusing
ago.
on over. Hold on, I'm
stereo here.
refreshing my screen.
Think Benjamin.
Please hold. Let me get
Get jiggy with it.
Ooh, oh.
see what the
Oh.
news is with Will Smith so that we can just, insert that into our
Well, it sounds like something else was inserted.
Yeah, a lot of
thing.
inserting.
Please hold. Here we go.
Jada was the woman that everybody wanted, and Will
This is
needed
Will's
that
ex-assistant.
validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars, you can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission. So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will. There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up. Murder, like murder. There was murder in there.
What did you do?
Wait, we didn't get to hear what he did besides shut the door and walk away.
He's hitting it with the hind.
Wait, who's the dude? Who's Dwayne?
I don't know who's Dwayne Martin. Whoever Dwayne Martin.
Is he a comedian? Dwayne
I have
Martin.
no
Is there a
idea.
comedian Dwayne Martin.
He's inserting himself in Will Smith stuff.
If it's the same guy, there's a lot of Dwayne Martins. An actor, comedian.
There you go.
I know him. Wasn't he in
A Radio Gunk
Above the Rim?
exclusive.
Wasn't he in Above the Rim?
Actually, he was in the rim.
No idea.
Good job. Wow.
By the way,
Lots of pictures with his arm around him.
Ooga.
So you excuse me if I wasn't paying attention to what you guys were talking about.
Arms around, arms around, arms around.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
that was my nickname at Murray State, Baby Arm.
Arms around, baby arm. You're used to a baby arm and you get a
You're
pink.
hitting that prison wallet, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, Will Smith wishes he had that little thing from Men in Black.
to feel the
I
sun.
forget that he saw that.
It's so sad because Will Smith is such a cuck that I can absolutely believe something like that happened and he'll never respond to it, or he'll cry and say he's sorry that it happened and he'll never do it again. You know what I mean?
Do you hear that? That's the sound of Chris Rock laughing his ass off right now.
Oh my God, absolutely. I would go to wherever he is and just fucking smack him in the face too.
What a crazy.
Well, it
fall
sounds
from
like
grace.
Dwayne did that too, though.
Baby
Apparently.
toe. Baby toe Bel-Air. That's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Did I even play the second clip here? I don't even know. I don't know.
You didn't
Last
play the
clip
first.
of the night. Last clip of the
I don't
night.
think you played the first clip, but it's oh, you maybe did.
An album to hear what they
No.
were doing with
Did not.
You
That's
haven't
like-
heard-
No, I purposely did not.
You
That's
haven't
like-
heard it at all?
That, no, I've heard parts of it.
Uh-huh.
Where did you hear it? To be, and said, you got to hear this. Edward sings for the first time on a ballad.
Okay. Okay.
And I said, well, that's novel. Let's take a listen to that.
Because you've never heard Eddie sing before.
That's correct.
Right.
At least not, he used to sing before I was in the band.
Okay. So you never heard him sing before. It probably frustrates him that he can't sing, right? Because he'd probably love to sing some of his own tunes, right?
Probably.
Okay. So when you heard it, the engineer played it. What did you do? Did you laugh?
It reminded me of overdue dentist appointments.
Really? You thought it was that bad?
It sounds like hot water on a sick cat. Come on, you won't expect me to pick up an electrical guitar.
Right.
And don't
What
you
year
go
is
for the
this?
high note.
Right. Shock you.
98.
It did shock.
Did it make you?
It made me feel sad because you had a classic team who was every bit as powerful as a political office meets the Oakland Raiders of the late 70s, and to see it kind of start going down the tubes and then see somebody forcing it.
Play a little of this song so people at home can hear it. Go ahead. That's what Dave's talking about.
Because my goat just died. No.
Well, what is that? What is
That's-
going on there?
They think that's what Eddie sounds like singing.
Wow.
There's a clip before you didn't play of Howard's calling Eddie crazy over and over again. His best friend who he misses dearly. This is what he did to him behind his back.
Do I have that?
It was the first one.
It was the first one, but we had
never played it.
delicious news
Got
come up.
way late. Yeah, we got way late by Will Smith getting a pink
Impaled?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, old news. New news.
They got new news.
It's funny and it's new to me.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So, okay. So tomorrow we have Dolly Parton. And that's going to go on for like 2 hours, 2.5.
Easily.
Right?
2.5 hours.
That's how this is.
Okay, what are the odds that her father gets brought up?
100%. 112%.
I think I know how she was booked too. She's Miley Cyrus is her goddaughter.
What?
And they're really close, and they talk every day. And so Miley Cyrus is actually, unfortunately, close with the effing show now. And I bet you she's in on this booking.
Dolly has a new station
channel.
And she has a new channel as well. So the two things combined, she agreed to do the show.
That's how they're going to get all those young people.
What
That's
are you
right.
paying for
Nobody.
Gary to fly down there?
Sirius XM.
Of course. So this is like a whole thing. This is like a whole serious
Wait a minute.
combination.
The transport Gary to Tennessee, didn't they have to get like, a special waiver or something?
Why?
We do livestock through.
Yes, I agree. I don't know what the case is there with Gary, but I'm
They
fascinated.
put him in the cargo.
In
one of those crates.
Gary jumped to being around celebrities. He loves this. He lives for this shit. Whether it's
Hey,
this is
Dolly.
what he loves it. He couldn't volunteer fast enough.
Yeah,
I think it's so they're guaranteed that they don't sandbag her. They needed someone there, like Dennis said.
Like I said, they put his fingers in the in the cigar cutter. Come on, ask a bad question.
I'm just really curious about the why of it. Honestly, I am.
That flight was a 2, but the in-flight meal was at a 9.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll find this out tomorrow, I guess. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
This is the beauty of the old show, Monique. You would find out why, but you'd never be on the old show. You would they would needle him, and there would be investigative stuff on the wrap-up show. It would come up, but you're not going to find out now. Everything's so clandestine, you're never going to find out why. It's stupid.
Unless for some stupid reason Gary goes on the wrap-up show later on in the day and decides to talk about it. I don't see it happening, but it might because Gary's stupid that way, or Rashawn will mention it or something like that. So we'll see. Said the blind man. I'll be interested to hear what Dolly has to say. I've never heard Dolly Parton really being interviewed. Gotta be honest with you, I don't really follow her.
She seems pretty straightforward. Like she just doesn't care.
She's an icon, and I know that she's a wonderful person, but I don't know anything about her.
She might be Hagar's age, Dennis. She might be exactly Hagar's age.
How old is Dolly?
I bet she's 75.
She's old, bro.
76.
I'm going to tell you right this second. She is 77 years old.
Holy Christ.
Wow. Wow.
Jesus.
He's really going for it now. He's going for that ageism. It's kind of crazy now. I don't really care about her, but it'll be interesting to listen to the conversation and see what they got out of it. I don't know. Whatever.
I hope all I want to do is circle back to the N-word and Sal and Richard cutting up that tape.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I want. I feel like she has it in her to blurt that out.
They're still trying to book Merle Hagar for next week.
Yeah, well, that might not happen because he's on vacation. I think next week.
And he's probably not.
He's on. Yeah, he's on. Yeah. I think there's a lot of vacation coming up, which is good for us.
All right, guys. So, yeah, I guess we'll reconvene tomorrow and talk about some more shit that goes on this show, as bad as it may possibly be. Thank you for anybody.
We will update the whole Will Smith thing, guys.
Exactly. Yes.
I'll update Will Smith.
Just for that.
Tune in just for that. Exactly.
Absolutely. And I'll have my
Wait, Merle's dead?
video
No
out.
way.
When's your video coming out?
Spoilers.
Well, it's almost done. It's almost done. It may come out after the show ends, or
so maybe if we can get some sleep
tomorrow morning,
tonight or tomorrow, you'll be able to post that.
You know what? They usually do hey, tune in next week. We have Gary.
No, David, we're right in the middle of talking about DJ's classic cars. We're not talking.
Oh, my bad. I'll shut up now.
So okay, so there's that.
Yeah, so we have another zany video coming out later this week.
Yeah, and of course
more zany videos on car stuff.
Don't forget that Pat Menachia has a 21 Jump Street season 2 episode 17, deafening number 161. I do believe
this week.
More out.
It's the 21 Jump Street version, yeah.
Which is actually kind of frightening to me.
David and Judy Tenuta were nice enough to sit in with me. There it is. Yes. Champagne High. There's a Howard segment to this. Not a segment, but we talk about Peter Berg. You guys know who Peter Berg is? Actor and director. He's a boxing coach for Howard, and he was also Whitney Cummings' boyfriend for a while. And I used to give Howard movie screenings, and I played a clip of. Yeah, and so he's on the set. This is the first ever appearance of him as an actor is on this episode, and he became this. He actually directed Will Smith in what's the superhero movie he did? Hancock.
Hancock, yeah.
Surprise.
Of course it would be Hancock.
Hancock.
He's a director.
Sounds like it's something else, cock, if you ask me.
Yeah.
4 hours and 32 minutes.
4 hours and 32 minutes.
One episode. Yeah.
Wow, that was like the Cliff Notes version.
Wow.
There's an actor named, surprise, he's friends with Andy Dick, Gabriel Jarrett, who just got nabbed for enticing a 14-year-old to meet him at the Santa Monica Pier in 54.
Ooh,
and this just happened, and I looked it up, and we played it. Yeah. Gabriel Jarrett, Monique. Look it up. You can play it now if you want. Play it tomorrow.
Gabriel Jarrett.
What? Gabriel Jarrett. 1 T at the end. He was in Short Circuit. He was in Karate Kid 3. And he was in this 21 Jump Street episode, and he just got nabbed.
There was a 3?
They did like a Hansen sting operation, to catch a predator.
Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's him.
Did you bring the beer and condoms?
he shows up at a scooter on the Santa Monica Pier. There he is.
God.
Real genius star actor Gabriel Jarrett caught in underage predator sting operation in Santa Monica and flees after brandishing weapon. What a looker he is.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Sorry, ladies. It's taken.
He's taken. Taken by your son.
By little Bobby.
And they do a sting. There's a video on the news caught it. I guess the LA News is a YouTube video that shows him pulling up on the scooter and everything. It's really creepy.
Pulling up on a scooter.
He's
that's how you get the young broads.
Everybody loves a scooter.
Everybody the scooter is the way to go.
I got skateboard, baby.
Yeah, we got to get out of here. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Radio Gunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.